Hello, this is Ana Dominguez, your language coach, and today we are going to continue reading the poem that was helping us with the pronunciation, with the irregularities at English. While you are reading, sometimes you doubt about how a word should be said, pronounced. And well, this is something very complex, but my intention is to help you with the phonetic transcription. So then you will understand the colors, the symbols of the phonetic transcription. It will appear as the poem, and beside it, 4 lines. I have divided in chunks of 4 lines, 4 lines, 4 lines. So then you will see perfectly the poem and beside it, the transcription. So then you will be able to practice these pronunciations. And just before we start, just have a look to these received pronunciation marathons. Remember that I have placed them in the same way that we find them generally. If it's close to your lips, it will appear there in the E position. Then we have E, then we have the E like the schwa, like sounds like a sigh, we could say. And then we have the E sound that is more central. Then we have the phonetic transcription, which is the that it's the tongue is not on the top or it's not higher. Then we have the sound, like up, where your mouth is wide open, and then we have this that is more on the back of your mouth. Then we have the O sound, which is a mix between A and O, right? We could say O sound. Then we have the O sound, O, O, O. And then we have the oo sound, prolonged with the 2 dots. And then we have the oo, right? See, as simple as that. I know this sounds a little bit, if this is the first time you land in here, in this kind of information, might sound a little bit strange, but actually this is a fantastic practice to start differentiating the pronunciation and especially the transcription of the words. When you click, for example, in word reference or in Lingui, they usually accompany the spelling of the word with the transcription, the phonetic transcription of the word. And if you understand these symbols, you will be able to pronounce them better. So we keep going. The next pages that I have placed here are the ones that they made reference. So the first one, it would be this, the Chaos, 1922. Gerard Nolts Trinité was the one that wrote these lines. He was helping his students to be familiarized with the irregularities at English. And this is obviously for advanced and proficient levels, although if you don't have any advanced or proficient level, don't worry, you can maybe get sometimes distracted or you can get lost sometimes, but I'm sure that this information won't hurt you and won't harm you. So the phonetic transcription in International Phonetic Alphabet, another 32 lines of this poem. Let's continue. So this will go something like that. As you can see, you have the poem, 4 lines, and then beside it, I have placed the transcription, the phonetic transcription. So what I'm going to do is to read it, and forget about finding meaning right now in the lines, or in the lines or the verse. Just focus your attention on how it's written, the word, and how it's pronounced. For a moment, we put our attention on that, and then later on, when you finish reading the whole poem, we can discuss about what we find there. But I really think that the intention of the author was especially to give us more awareness of the difficulties in this language. So have you ever yet endeavored to pronounce, reviewed, and severed demon, lemon, ghoul, bowl, soul, Peter, petal, and petrol, which is more the reference to the last word, petrol. Can you see this? Oh. So is the sound of the schwa, and then So I know it's difficult because it's combined is the diphthong. See, this is that diphthong, so be careful with that sound. But you have to remember that this is completely different from petrol. So the sounds like like when you say bird. Petrol. As you can see, this schwa is the second one here. This schwa is like an inverted, and the schwa is very relaxed. It happens because it has to happen between the R and the L. There is a sound there, but you don't make any effort, okay? So petrol and petrol. We put maybe more emphasis in pe, no, but no emphasis in the schwa, but in the syllable. So petrol, something like that. If we keep going, we will see billet does not end like ballet. Bouquet, wallet, mallet, chalet. Blood and flat are not like food, nor is mold like should and would. This is another thing I want to emphasize, is that should and would, as you can see, there is no L, you don't pronounce the L. And the SH is this sound, sh sound, and the OU sounds like U. So should. And in would, as you could say, is the W. That sounds not like you, but sounds like would. I always say like it's a similar sound as when you are pronouncing violet. So would. Another differentiation in the phonetics at English versus Spanish is that the V from V, they pronounce V. They don't say B, because B is more like B, la B, ¿vale? So in Spanish, for example, we don't differentiate V de B as much as in English. Okay, so we have that. And then we continue with the next 4 lines that says, banquet is not nearly packed, which exactly, I want to emphasize here that exactly the beginning of words in English, if they start with E, the tendency of Spanish speakers is to say exactly, but it is E, exactly, rhymes with khaki. This count by count, loud, and broad. Can you see? I say it's summarized with this sound that is prolonged with the 2 dots here. Broad. Towards. Fijaros, the tendency is to say towards, but it's toward, to forward, to reward. Another tendency in Spanish speakers is to say the re as re, because we say, for example, remember. So instead of saying remember, they say remember. Okay, that's another common mistake. And then we have, this one is tough, but I'm gonna try. It says ricocheted, and crocheting. Ricochet and crocheting, and then question mark crochet. Right, your pronunciation's okay. Rounded, wounded, rounded, wounded, grief and sieve. The W of wounded is not one, is wounded. So it's like a V sound. So rounded, rounded, wounded, grief and sieve. Friend, another thing typical from Spanish speakers, that they say friend, and it's friend, 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 and fiend, alive and live, alive and live. ¿Veis ese schwa de alive? Es esa, es el schwa. No es alive, es alive. So it's a sound. We continue. Is your R correct? Correct. Fijaros, no es correct, es correct. Es esa otra vez, ese schwa, correct. In higher, is your R correct in higher? Quiere decir que no suena. ¿Ves que no dicen higher? No dicen al final. So higher. Keats, poeta, Keats asserts, it rhymes the liar. The liar. Hugh but hag and hood but hood. Hood but hood. What's the difference here? The difference is that hood is short and hood is long. That's why they put the U with the 2 dots. The next one, the last line here, it says buoyant, buoyant, minute, minute, minute. ¿Veis que no dice minute ni no hay pronunciación de la E final? Minute, but minute, minute. So I repeat, buoyant, minute, but minute. Say abscission with precision. Say abscission with precision. Now, precision and transition. Would it tally with my rhyme if I mention paradigm? Would it tally with my rhyme if I mention paradigm? Another interesting part. Mention. Can you see the schwa sound? Also, the schwa sound with between sh and n. It's very typical from English sound. And in these 4 verses, you have this version in 3 lines: abscission, precision, mention. And then they say precision, que es un poquito más fuerte, ¿no? Precision, transition. Can you see that? And we have tuppence, threepence. So tuppence, threepence, T's are easy. Are easy. ¿Veis que la R no rola? Es prolong the vowel. Tuppence, threepence, T's are easy. But C's, crease, grease, and greasy. Cornice, nice, vallis, revise. Ravis, but lullabies. ¿Ves esa segunda A, ¿no? Que se cuenta como una schwa, que es una E, so lullabies. And they are saying, if ravis, but lullabies. So as you can say, one's ending this and the other in vice. Of such puzzling words as nauseous, rhyming well with cautious, Fijaros. Are these 3 words completely different, apparently, in spelling, but the sound of the consonants that are at the end and the vowels are the same. So they say nauseous, nauseous, cautious, cautious. You'll envelope list, you'll envelope, envelope list, I hope, in a linen envelope, in a linen envelope. Would you like some more? Would you like some more? You'll have it. Affidavit, David, David. I love this one. Affidavit, David, David. To abjure, to abjure, to purge, to abjure, to purge. As you can see that, purge, purge. The sound schwa at the end, it's almost not there. Shake does not sound like check, but ache. And that's it. This is just the end. 5 more pages are awaiting for us. So in another moment, we will continue reading. Anyway, I'll leave you here with this information. Now your turn to read it slowly. Go to my website. If you want to know more about my services, click in www.analanguagecoach.com. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, comment something, say that you like, and I'll see you next time. Bye.